Hi. How's it going? I'm starting to feel a bit of imposter syndrome creep up with this. I don't even know if I want to film this right now. Because I am feeling a bit depressed here, and I feel as though I can only really film these when I'm in a happy, cheery mood. But at the same time, that's toxic positivity. I don't know if that's something I want to bring to this project. I want to bring the full spectrum of reality. Sometimes you're just feeling done with everything, and that's okay. Let's get to what we're letting go for this batch from Thursday, June 20th. Not too many. I'm also gonna sit cross-legged because I am a Zen guy. Also, anyone who says, "Oh, I don't have anything to let go," I'm so Zen already. Being in a full Zen state, it is constantly letting go. It's not that you're like, "Oh, I don't have anything to let go." No. It means you're always letting stuff go because we all have stuff to let go of. Life is suffering. That sounds blunt, but it's that through existence you will feel pain. And so there's always just something to let go. There's another thing to let go, and there's another thing to let go until you die. And then there's nothing to let go because you don't feel anything. And isn't that fun? Here's what we're letting go. I want to let go of all the mistakes and wrongdoings I've done to my mom. I hope to treat her better in the future, with kindness. Resentment of an ex. Yeah, I feel that. Weed. It's a hard thing to let go of. Fear of failure and limiting beliefs towards money. Living life in fear of death. That can be hard. I'm not afraid of death. From the understanding, I have no frame of ability to experience what will happen when that happens. Most of your experience and sense of self is this body, this fleshy meat suit. So when that dies, I don't know how much is left to experience. I'd like to believe that there's something, but I don't believe it will be anything similar to how it feels to exist in this plane of existence, in a body. I'm excited. That sounds terrible, but I'm really curious what it's gonna be like. New mystery to uncover. I am afraid of dying, because I don't know what shape or form that will come in. Oh, I embrace death. Because really, what's gonna happen? Isn't that like, what's there to be scared about when you can have the understanding that fear is a physical sensation? So it is impossible to feel afraid when you're dead. So it's gonna be fun. But even that, it's not possible to feel fun. So what's it gonna be? If you can't feel anything, what's it gonna be like? Maybe provoking the curiosity will help anyone that has that fear of death. Fear of things that are out of my control. It's hard for me. I want to give up gambling. Yeah, gambling is a very, very hard thing. Low self-esteem. Anger towards a person. So maybe an ex or a friend. Yeah, we feel anger for a reason sometimes, but it can be unjustified too. So it is about kind of figuring that out for yourself, whether you're feeling justified or unjustified anger towards them. My imposter syndrome. I really am glad someone wrote this down because I'm struggling with that one too. I'm gonna give this one a little extra oomph from me. Yeah, because imposter syndrome's so real. From my perspective, for me, it's coming from a lens of even just a year ago me could not be doing this. So I'm like, what is happening? I'm doing it. I'm just gonna keep doing it and figure it out as I go, because I really both want and need to be doing this. If I can't, then I won't. But it seems like I'm doing it so far, and so I'm gonna keep going. Beating myself up for not knowing exactly what I want to do next. Fear of being alone. It's very scary. Probably, if anything, one of the most natural human fears there is. I want to be kinder. You will be. Start with yourself. Honestly, it is significantly easier to be kind to people when you're not miserable. And so, if you can do the work to not feel as miserable as you may be feeling, then it will become a lot easier for you to offer kindness to people. A friendship with toxic patterns. We seek toxic people because they feel familiar. You likely can look back to a toxic relationship you had in your upbringing that you are now repeating as an adult. My house fire. My cat who died in it. That one's hitting me really hard. They also wrote My First Love. That one's okay. I've had to let that go already. I think that's just hitting me because I have a cat, and I really love him, and I haven't experienced the loss of a pet that I really deeply love. I'm not looking forward to it. I like to think about things like this ahead of time and really practice feeling them ahead of time. And so I'm glad I'm experiencing this, because that's a scary one for me. That's a really scary one for me. That's so hard. The house fire too, because you're losing so many things, but the cat. Oh. It's hard, but we will be able to let it go. How is it going? I don't know why I'm starting this again, because this is still mid-video. I have an alarm set for 11:11 because I am a crystal girly. So yesterday was fun. A lot of people letting heavy stuff go. I met a handful of men that actually dug deep and let something go today, which felt very nice. I want to figure out what the trick is there, because I feel like a lot of it is becoming about how I word it and phrase it and hit some of them. Because there are the men that either have done therapy, are in therapy, and know how to do this already. It still is hard for them, but they know how to do it. I noticed one particular guy, he was like, well, I kind of wanted just to write down work shit. And that was interesting to me, because I'm like, what makes you feel like you can't write down work shit? I feel like men, the phrasing men think practically gets thrown around, and I think that does tie into this. It's not necessarily practically in terms of, like, intelligent usage. It's practicality in terms of, like, literal thinking, maybe is a good way to, like, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. They go, what do you mean? I can't quit my job. I need it to survive. So I can't write that down to let that go. And maybe that puts them into that state of where they're like, they get angry because they're like, but I can't let it go, but I can't let it go. But I lost my train of thought. I like to phrase it as too many trains because it's a train of thought. And so if I have multiple trains showing up, then I have too many trains in the station, and that's overwhelming. And so then I can't think for a second because I have to actually pause and let all the trains file into the station one by one until I find the one that I was looking for. But often the easiest thing, honestly, to do is just to ignore the station and move on to a new train, which is what I'm going to do. But I do want to finish that one last stop because I found the train. Even though you can't just quit your job. For a lot of people, they can't just quit their job. It's about entering into that state at least of not holding on to the bitterness of, I can't let this go, I can't let this go. It's switching into that state of, no, man, fuck this, I want to let this go, I want to let this go. Then at least you're not, like, hiding into a lie of this being okay. It may seem like it would be worse to be in a state of complaining, and you could label it as whining. But if it's authentic, if it's like, man, this fucking sucks, this job is unfair, I'm not getting paid what I deserve, it's not whining or complaining, it's preaching your truth. Divide it between authentic and inauthentic victimhood. If you're hearing this and you're like, no, I can make a change, then do it. And then that showcases that you're not in a state of being a victim to this, but you may be in a state of being a victim to this, and that is valid and deserves every attention of all of your feelings. It needs to be held. Okay. I feel like that was everything I wanted to get out of that. These are from Friday, June 20th. Thank you for listening to my rant, letting them go a lot more. And that's feeling very good. First thing, insecurities. Pesky work details. Second guessing myself and unapologetically be me. That is a hard thing to do if you're not quite sure who you are yet. It can be kind of a messy thing where it almost is like those growing pains where it can be very cringy to watch back because you are like, oh, I thought that was me. Oh, I was trying on stuff that wasn't me. But that's part of the process. So it is like unapologetically being whatever you feel like being in the moment can be very scary, but it's how you actually stumble upon finding who you truly are. I want to let go of always trying to please others so they like me. Sometimes I want to let go of being bisexual because I know my family won't be happy. I relate with that one, more just around the theme of family intolerance and lack of even attempting to understand, or worse even, like being a vessel of their interrogation to try to understand. What really is the harder thing there to let go is the potential for your family to never love you in the way that you need them to. Worrying about every little thing, it's exhausting. That is an exhausting place to be. Procrastination, big one for me to let go of. My past relationships are very hard. There's no time frame on how long that will take to let go of. The stress of constantly overthinking about trivial things. Stupid bitches times 2. Automatically thinking the worst of someone I don't know. My toxic mother. Lol. Yeah. Mother wounds. Very hard to let go of. The feeling of dread I would get every morning before going to work at my first job. I didn't even know I needed to let that one go, thank you. Inactivity. Stress, depression, anxiety. Abuse from baby daddy. Abusive relationship. Centering my life around male validation. It's hard to break out of when often that's from my theory. You're tying it to your parent of that gender. If you didn't get any validation from your father, you're going to be seeking validation from them. If you didn't get any validation from your mom, you're going to be seeking it from women. And then if you didn't get validation from either of your parents, you're just going to be seeking validation from everyone. Inconsiderate people. Smoking crack. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how much of an issue that was. I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm at a night market, and so I wouldn't be able to profile this person in the slightest. Hello. A lot of emotional release this morning. Yesterday I had my first negative encounter. The first encounter I would frame as negative. This woman was staring down at the sticks, the Lil Friends, with this look of combination of disgust and confusion, kind of like when you're insulted by what someone's doing. And then she looked at me and she was like, "What is this?" So I explained it to her, how I'm giving these away for free, the mini and the full size, in exchange for writing down something that you want to let go of. And she's just looking at me blankly, and she says, "Okay, but what is the concept?" So yeah, the concept is I'm giving these away for free in exchange for people writing down something that they want to let go of. You know, it's just a way for me to kind of create this space to encourage people to let go of stuff. I am building like a social media out of it as well to hopefully fund this whole thing and keep it going. And yeah, if you want, they're free to take. So you don't have to do it if you want anyway. Like, I like giving them away free for that purpose, and it's just branding. Like, I put it on the back as well. She just looks at me again, and she's like, "Okay," and then walks away. It's hard for me because I notice it's triggering a deeper wound of that same kind of expression, which I still don't understand, and sentiment towards me just liking to be cute, silly, and loving. I really love just giving. I do need to make sure I can find a way to make this sustainable. I'm cultivating an ability to kind of just be giving gifts to people as a career. I wasn't even doing that intentionally, I've noticed it, because gift giving is a love language of mine. And so being able to just give people something even small like this, it feels really good to me. It feels authentically good to me. And it hurts when someone can't see that and almost wants to attack me because of it. I'll try to let that one go. I'm struggling to. Very much struggling to. These are from Saturday, June 21st. These are from Saturday, June 21st. I got a lot of them, actually. Speedy. Whoa. Moments of scarcity mindset. If you were born and raised in it, it is hard to get out of. Fear of failure in life. Worrying about the future. Says resentment I had towards my past self. That's a good one. Yeah, that can be hard to let go of. There is healthy shame and unhealthy shame. And healthy shame is something to work through and process, while unhealthy shame is the thing to just really practice letting go entirely of. With healthy shame, that can lead to resentment of self, where you may be aware you have done toxic behavioral things and potentially even caused harm to others. So you feel that shame but are struggling to process it in a space with either a person like a counselor or therapist, or people like a group who can receive this energy to process that shame and then be able to let it go throughout that. It is a form of holding yourself accountable, and the best way to do that is to get to the root of what made you do that in the first place, address it, correct it, and move on. Expectations. Shyness stopping me from growing my business. I need that one. Thank you. I need that one. I want to let go of everything holding me down, everything that is stopping me from being my true self. I want to let go of useless anger. I like that wordage there. Some anger is useful. Some anger is very useful. But there is a lot of useless anger too that is hard to let go of. That just can come about when it's misdirected. Often that means you're feeling anger for something else and then it's being misdirected into something else. My trauma of giving birth. I don't want to let go of anything. All memories are precious to me, good and bad. I'm going to use this person to talk about toxic positivity. Because there's always something to let go of. There is to pretend like there is no pain going on within you or within the world around you is choosing to be willfully ignorant and blind, and leading to you kind of being a state of just a burden on everyone around you. Because they feel this kind of deceit coming from you constantly, of you just blindly going, no, I'm always happy, I'm fine. And then normally those people, if you notice them, they'll say that, and then their face will just drop, and they'll have like a Vietnam stare as their mind disappears into the trauma that they're holding back. Lies are said and things are done. Oof. Oof. I feel energy around that one. Academia-related stress. When my BF forgets to put the toilet seat down. Trump. I'm surprised that's the first Trump I've gotten, honestly. Self-doubt. Being fat. I'm going to say letting go of self-image issues with that one, because fat is a state of mind. It is, yes, you can be physically overweight, but fat, I consider a state of mind. Or even a state of being, maybe, because you can definitely, I've been in states where I've been emotionally fat, and I've been overweight, and they tend to go hand in hand. But I've also been, at times, like, leaner and still been emotionally fat. Fear of dying. Yeah, I feel like people that are afraid of... Oh, I'm afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of death, I'm afraid of dying. Being fed up with all the people I work with. Yeah, that sucks. Workaholism. Self-consciousness. Some degree of it is healthy, too much is debilitating. Let go of the comforts of home and do something for once. Yeah, it can be scary. You're able to control so many factors when you're indoors in your own home that you can't when you're out. To let go of the worries of the future. What happens, happens. Overwhelming stress. Any fear that holds me back. Any fear. All fear, any fear, beautiful. Like about 25 pounds, lol. I want to find a way to make sure people aren't using this as a space to abuse themselves. They're abusing themselves in that moment when they write that down. It's like, oh, what do you want to let go of? Oh my god, the stupid fat that I have on me. Fuck myself. I hate myself. Like, I get it. I hope that didn't come off in a shaming way. It just is so funny to me that it's like, you're getting provided a space where you could actually come to terms with some emotions, and instead you're using it as an opportunity to just punch yourself in the face. It's deeply sad, and it's also deeply hilarious. My man's bad vibes. Sounds like you need to let go of your mans. My frustrations with my mother. Nasty men. I used to be a nasty man. It's hard to change. Therapy is the answer. I should say in some aspects I'm still a nasty man. But being a nasty man isn't the problem inherently. Being a nasty man without consent is. You can be as nasty as you want to be in the privacy of your own space. And then you can also be as nasty as you want to be with anyone, as long as you have consent to be nasty with them. And there are people that want you to be nasty. So if you're a man listening to this that feels like you're a nasty man, or you're like, oh yeah, sometimes I am nasty, there's nothing inherently wrong with being nasty. Being nasty can actually be very fun for the people that know. It's not fair to unleash that nastiness upon people unconsensually. It is very freeing when you can release it in a consensual way. Bad habits. Don't want to specify. My dad's abuse towards me. Why have a kid if you're gonna abuse them? Life is now. You have to enjoy, let go, be happy, think more, and live. And you know how you do that, this person who wrote this? You let go of the stuff you're truly holding on to. This, I might be wrong in saying this, but this is feeling very true, that this is like entering that stream of toxic positivity where instead of doing the hard thing, facing your emotions to achieve this, you're writing down the thing you want to achieve. You gotta actually do the work to receive that letting go and receive that lightness and that wanting to live. Sorry, baby, but you need to do something worth your life before it's too late. I'm taking that personal for some reason. Like they're saying it to me. I think what I am authentically feeling from this is shame, like unhealthy shame. There's no need to shame yourself because there is no too late. You could die this second. Literally something could fall down right now. It is in the realm of possibility that a plane could crash into me right now and kill me. It's not too late if I were to just die right now, because the fact that you could die at any second means that too late doesn't exist. If it could stop at any single point, how can there be a too late? The fact that most people die without having achieved anything, and even the ones that have achieved the most die and then are forgotten, means that it is all meaningless in the most beautiful way. Stress from my master's program. Good for you for pursuing a master's, but wow. Last one. My feelings for someone that will never feel the same. Yeah, that is a grieving that has to let go, and there was that hope at one point in time of like, what if they would feel the same? It hurts how attached we become to these people, but we let it go. See you with the next batch. Hello. I'm in a good mood this morning. I think it's because I know I'm going to... Well, I shouldn't say where I'm going. I think it's because I know I'm going to burn the things today. And so I'm feeling very excited. And also, I'm making friends. That just feels really good. Ironically, I didn't really have many friends before this. Or any of the friends that I did have I had in school and then drifted apart. Or just putting all my eggs into one basket at a time and only really having one real connection in one moment. And now I'm actually making friends. And the irony with it is that, like, I'm making physically these little friends. In the process of doing that and having made this project, I am now making friends through it. There's a sorrow there that I just felt. I haven't had authentic friendships my entire life. I had no clue how easy it actually is to find people that are like you. The hard part is finding the courage to show up authentically, and also having boundaries in place that allow you to have connections with people in the first place. Okay, I want to make this quick because I want to run it, and it's already 11:25. This is from Sunday. I looked at the date, and now I've already forgotten. Sunday 22nd. Yeah, I'm also gonna try sorting them before I go to the fire this time to see what happens there. Because I want to experiment with doing, I think, 5 categories I'll try. I've been noticing they can kind of be boiled down to varying forms of doubting yourself, varying forms of not loving yourself, not feeling like you're enough, exes in toxic relationships, trauma, and physical ailments. Okay, so first one. My abusers. We'll put that under trauma specifically, but that is also toxic people, but that's where a lot of them can go in different categories, but we'll put that specifically in trauma. Mom's words. Toxic mothers. There are a lot. I have a feeling there are a significant number of undocumented cases of toxic narcissistic mothers, and then because we have this picturesque view of mothers of like, oh my god, like, they're mothers, they're always beautiful, they're always great. I'd say the average mother is great. Like 20% of mothers are the greatest human beings that have ever walked the earth. But then there are 20% of mothers on top of that as well on the other end that are some of the worst human beings that have ever walked this earth, from just the lens of hidden malicious corruption that they do to their child. This emotional manipulation that happens on such a subtle level that then creates this shell of a human being where there could have been a personality or a unique self. Anyone who has that experience of mother wounding will relate to that to some degree, where they have to build a sense of self because their mother robbed it from them. Instead, they injected themselves into a baby. Just because they're your mother doesn't mean they aren't a sadistic human being that took advantage of a baby. They emotionally took advantage of a baby. I really want to see my generation of people coming out and being like, hey, that was f***ed up. You birthed me to be a toy. I hope you can see that isn't a good thing you did. And anyone out there who is like, oh, I'm a good mother, I birthed a toy. You're not a mother by any definition of the word. You are a human birther, but you are not a mother. And until you actually learn what it takes to be a mother and start emulating that quality, you will never be one. Weed. Yeah, toxic patterns. I'm trying to get out of that one too. It's hard. A lot of our toxic patterns, especially addiction, they're like baby blankets. That's the way I've been framing it. Where there's nothing wrong with that. Don't shame it. Sometimes we need a blanket to comfort us when we are scared and overwhelmed. But it is also that case of you can never have enough of the wrong thing. It will never actually satisfy that underlying fear or discomfort or overwhelm. Acknowledge that it does relieve a little in the moment. So that's why you keep going back to it. The guilt of not calling my mom for Mother's Day before she died. Ones like that are really hard. I highly recommend to this person, I hope this doesn't step on your grieving that you're feeling, because that is a heavy amount of pain. Try talking to her now and wishing her a happy Mother's Day now. Trust that she'll hear you. Drinking. My laziness. Regrets about my past. Stress about work. Intrusive thoughts. Worrying if people like me. The pain / memory of my ex. To all the friends I've stopped talking to, I wish you all the best, and know I'm still clapping for you in the corners. That's sweet. I feel that one a lot. Thinking of getting permanent residency and reconnecting with my family. I would love to get rid of my depression. It's tiring every day to wake up just to want to cry. Yeah. My disordered eating. Toxic patterns. Nicotine. Yeah. I hear it's addictive. $254 confessions in total. I'll jump over to the outdoors to tell you the totals before I burn them all. So see you there. Hello. I almost fell. I'm going to be very speedy about this. This time I already read everything out. With this batch, this is from June 19th to June 22nd. Thursday to Sunday. In total, there were 254 things that people let go of. 5% of that was just trauma and physical ailments. 15% of that, something along the lines of a lack of self-love. Another 15% along the lines of self-doubt. 21% was some type of toxic relationship or toxic person. So either parents, an ex, friends that aren't actually friends. That's such a depressingly high number. 9% toxic patterns and toxic habits, mainly addictions and coping mechanisms, things like that. And then like 35% was other things that I didn't feel like I could categorize. It is increasingly both sad and fascinatingly interesting to me. We're not really like communicating this stuff in the first few interactions with people. We really go to like very superficial things that don't matter in the grand scheme of it. If you want to let go of a toxic relationship, you relate with about 20% of people. That's also too, that's just the people that are being honest about it. I would guarantee that all of us have had an experience with a toxic relationship that we wanted to break out of. We really could be saving a lot of time by just getting to the stuff that really connects us. Oh, amazing. Okay. Breathe. And really feel it all go. There's a lot we're letting go with this batch. Oh, I really needed this. I was holding on to these for way too long this time. Getting burned a little with the wind. There we go. Oh, that was so nice. Nice big fire. Just making sure we got all of them. That is so nice. Beautiful. Oh, bird. Hello. Little bird friend. Okay. That was amazing. Feel all gone. That is amazing. Until next time. See you later.